Welcome to the Career Success Secret Show. I'm your host, Mike Tomasello, with a very special holiday edition of the show. For this week, I wanted to take a break from our normal interview format to really focus on something that is timely this time of year. Before I forget, I want to thank you for listening. We're already in 6 different countries. Welcome Canada, India, Nigeria, the Philippines, and yes, Ethiopia. Did you know that January is usually the number one hiring month of the year? But here's the secret. Interviews are being scheduled right now for January 2nd. That's right. Don't wait until New Year's Day to start your job search. The end of the year is a great time for reflection and making decisions or reevaluating decisions. While you're welcome to take a vacation from it all anytime you darn well please, just make sure that it's a conscious decision about what you actually want to be doing. I've already had people in my network tell me that they're scheduling interviews for January 2nd. I have had people this week and just before the holidays tell me that they landed a job offer. So keep this in mind, that there is usually a delay between the actions that you're taking and the results that you're receiving. As tempting as it might be, don't spend the whole week unconsciously binging 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on Netflix, unless that's really, really the best thing for your life. And maybe it is. I'm not here to judge. I'm just here to encourage you to think about what the best route might be for you. I don't want you to wake up on January 2nd to realize that you're not ready, or to find that your competition did apply in December and you've already missed out on some great opportunities. Think you can wait until January to start job hunting? Listen to this before you make a huge mistake. If you didn't fix the problems that were leading to you getting less job offers, if you didn't fix the problems that were causing you to get less interviews, it's not a guarantee that you're going to get more job offers or interviews just because it's January or just because it's 2025. You have to control what you can control. And what you can control is your actions. What you can control is the areas that you can improve. And there's a lot of areas that you can improve. You can improve clarity on what jobs are a good fit for you. You can improve clarity on what jobs are not a good fit for you. You can improve your ability to articulate why you're an amazing hire for the specific position, not just qualified like most of the hundreds of other applicants. You can improve your ability to spend less time on jobs that are not a good fit for you to begin with. You can improve your time management to spend more time on the actions that are most likely to lead to interviews and job offers and less time on everything else. You know you're wasting your time on something. You can improve the quality of the relationships you have. You can improve the quantity of the relationships you have. Yes, I'm talking about networking. You can improve how to ask for introductions. If you're not receiving a lot of introductions from the people that you're speaking with, then there's an area that you can improve. You can improve your job search strategy. You can improve your resume and how you can articulate the value proposition for why you're a great fit for the position. You can improve your LinkedIn, especially the profile around a lot of similar things to your resume. You can improve email and DM writing. You can improve your mindset and belief system. If you are convinced that you can't get hired right now, your brain is trying to prove you correct and make it difficult for you to get hired right now. What if you were to look for ways that you could improve your mindset or your belief system, and you said, hey, with improvement, I can get even more interviews. Or with improvement, I can get interviews. Or with improvement, I can get interviews for jobs that I like even more. Or with an improved mindset and belief system, I'm getting better and better every day, and I'm improving my interviewing every week, and the right job offer is right around the corner. If you believe that to be true, you're going to increase the likelihood that you get stellar results. And I know that I'm listing a lot of potential areas where you can improve, and I am by no means saying that you're bad at all these things. I am by no means saying that you need to improve in each and every one of these areas. But if you haven't chosen 1 to 3 of these areas to be improving in, this is probably the most likely reason why you haven't been hired yet. And I've been using mostly job search examples this week, but even if you are happily employed in your job, if you're not satisfied with how quickly you're getting promoted, if you're not satisfied with the projects that your boss is allowing you to be involved with, then you looking for ways to improve your relationships, or you looking for your ways to improve your communication with your boss or with other stakeholders at your organization. All of these, you looking for actions that you can control, is a key for you getting whatever career results that you're looking for in your life. So let's go into some other things. I'm specifically going to talk about how you can be more clear about what you're looking for. I'm going to use mostly job search examples because based on those of you that have been giving me feedback, a lot of you are looking for a new or better opportunity right now. But a lot of these you can tweak and say and do it within your own job or do it within a new and improved opportunity. Far too many of you are not clear on what you want for your career, or you're not clear on what is that next job, what is that next ideal job for you. Now, ideal doesn't necessarily mean perfect. It just might be ideal for right now. It might be an intermediary step. It might be slightly better than the situation that you have now. So now is an excellent week to decide clearly what you want for your career. It's helpful for you to have an idea of where you might want to be 5 or 10 years from now. Now, if you try to think about that and you get stuck or whatever, it's okay not to have that completely figured out. But even if you have a general direction for that, it's gonna make it easier for you to make the right decisions in terms of what you focus on in the short term. But at a minimum, what is the next best step for you? Is it the same job title but better money? Is it a slightly improved job title? Is it a slightly different industry? Is it simply making more money? Is it a better boss? Is it a better working environment? Is it certain job duties that you currently don't have, or certain job duties that you want more of? What is your ideal situation for now? And as you think about this, you should also be thinking about what is the most likely next step that you can get the most interviews for. Because if people aren't recruiting for those opportunities, or it's hard to interview for certain opportunities right now, you might want to evaluate what is an easier opportunity right now. So other things that you can potentially get clarity on, is it a more interesting industry or company or products that you're looking for? Once you've decided what you want, take a step back and say, are those goals a realistic next step? Or do you need to set intermediate goals to build skills, or do you need to set an intermediate job that's going to move you towards the ideal? Because sometimes we think our next step is one thing, and then we don't realize that there's homework that we might need to accomplish to move things forward. Is there anything that you need to do to make yourself more attractive for that next level, for that next goal, for that next job? Even if it's a job that you've held previously. Now I'm going to wrap this up in a bow and simplify this. What is the next job title that's the next best step for you? And it might be the same as the one you have now, but you should be crystal clear. You should know without a shadow of a doubt, this is the best job title for what I want. This is the best job title for what people are hiring right now. And so I'm going to focus primarily on this particular job title. It doesn't mean that you can't make exceptions. It doesn't mean that you can't apply for anything else, but it's going to be the primary area you focus, because by focusing, that is going to shift everything. That's going to shift your time management. By being focused, by being clear, that's going to make sure that you're not wasting time on jobs that aren't a good fit for you, for jobs that are going to make you miserable. By focusing and having that clarity, you are going to get better and better at articulating why you are a great fit for that specific type of position at that specific type of company. Because a lot of times when we're targeting far too many goals, far too many job titles, far too many industries, we end up being way too generic in what our value proposition is. Some great things for you to be thinking about. I probably should have warned you. There's a lot of stuff for you to think about in this. And I'm going a little bit rapid fire. And so, one, you might want to pause and take notes, write down some of these questions and go off and think about them. If you are not in the position to pause the recording, then schedule some time on your calendar when you are going to have time to take notes, when you are going to have time to actually think about some of these things. Now, if you've already gotten some of these things taken care of, awesome, less stuff for you to do. And the other thing I want to say is, I get it's a holiday. I get a lot of you have families. I get a lot of you have some commitments during this week. And so if you don't have the ability to do all of this week, that's totally okay. And the more of it you get done before you begin taking action on your career goals or your job search in January, the easier things are going to start to become for you. So a lot of us are not taking a step back and really saying, hey, what's not going right? What is there on my part that I could be doing better? And then what actions do I need to take to improve these? So there you go. By getting clarity, what we're allowed to do is people in our industry are hiring for something, and it might be called something different by employers. So this is a really great point. You might be like, well, my current job title is XYZ, or my last job title was XYZ. Have you actually gone and said, okay, well, that's what it was at my company, but are similar companies calling it the same thing? Or when you look at the job descriptions, are they calling it something else? Another thing that many people don't think about, what is the best company or best industry for you? And it might be a sub-industry. So I tend to attract a lot of people that are working in tech or want to work in tech. And tech for a lot of you probably isn't specific enough. Depending on the job, you might not have to get super specific. If you work in finance or human resources, less necessary to narrow it down to more specific than tech. However, if you work in marketing or you work in sales or you're a coder or a computer programmer or you work in the IT department, most departments will operate significantly differently depending on what sub-industry they're in. And so that means you might be using the wrong keywords, or you might be talking about the wrong stuff at the top of your resume, in your email messages, in your interviews with people, if you're not clear on what industry and company type is really the best fit for you. Next thing you can be looking at right now, consider evaluating your results and your lack of results. Now, the first thing I'm going to go to is someone will come up to me and be like, well, Mike, I'm not getting any results. And I will likely challenge you on that and say, is that really true? I get that you're not getting the end result. I get that you haven't been promoted yet, or I get that you haven't gotten your salary raise yet, or I get that you haven't landed that new and improved job offer yet. But does that mean you're not getting any results at all? Not usually. A lot of times people will tell me, oh, well, yeah, I got 3 interviews or I got 10 interviews. Well, that's a result. So you need to give yourself credit for the results that you are getting. You need to give yourself credit for the actions you are taking, because the job search, the career grind can be exhausting if you have the wrong mindset. And part of the reason why you likely have the wrong mindset, or that you can at least improve in your mindset, is you're not talking positively enough to yourself about what you are doing. So give yourself credit for what you are doing and really evaluate the progress you are making. So other results, are you getting people to give you referrals? Are you getting people to give you not only referrals, but introductions to people that will actually speak to you on the phone? Are you getting people to open your emails or whatever? All of those are results that will, if you improve upon them, they will increase the likelihood that your end result is going to come along as well. So you're probably discounting yourself. Look really closely at what you're doing well. Now, regardless of whether you have a lot of those results, a lot of interviews or not, you're going to look at the results you're getting, try to get an idea of what other people are currently experiencing right now, talk to others, join some online forums, and you might surprise yourself and find out that you are outperforming or that you're doing just as well as other people in the marketplace. And then you won't feel so bad about what's going on for yourself. So this is going to allow you to identify the action steps that lead to the most results. For example, you're getting a lot of interviews, but you're not getting multiple job offers. And if that's the case, then that's not a sign that you necessarily need to change your resume or your LinkedIn. That's a sign that you should be working on seeing what you can improve in terms of your interviewing. That's not going to be the case for all of you, but that's just one example of how you can identify the action steps that you should be focusing on right now. Another thing that I would like you to do is identify a few areas where you can improve, and there's always something that you can improve. There's always something that you can improve. One of the reasons why I've had a lot of success in my career is because I believe in constant and never-ending improvement. I'm not saying I don't celebrate. I'm not saying that I beat myself up, although I probably used to a little too much. I'm saying that I very rarely get frustrated anymore, or I very rarely get depressed anymore, because I realize there's always something that I can improve. And the benefit to thinking about it that way is you're a lot more likely to feel in control if you realize that there's something that you can do. If you're focused on the external, if you're just focused on how bad the economy is, or the job market, or the number of jobs you're feeling posted, if you're only focused on the external stuff, it's easy to get depressed. It's easy to feel out of control. Until you make that shift, as uncomfortable as it is, until you make that shift and say, hey, things might be challenging, or things might be harder than I would like externally, but actually there's a lot of control. There's a lot of things that I can be doing differently, even if it's just improving 1% every week. To, give you some examples around this stuff, not getting enough job offers, you can improve your interviewing. Getting interviews, but not for jobs you want, you can improve your relationship building, your job search strategy, your resume, your LinkedIn. Feeling frustrated, depressed, or burnt out, Those are signs that you can improve either your mindset, belief system, or self-care routines, or probably all of those. Some of us are simply, and I've been there, some of us are simply not taking good care of ourselves. We're not taking breaks every hour or two. We're not taking care of our physical health. Maybe we're not exercising, or we're eating poorly, or maybe we're not taking care of our spiritual health or our emotional health. All of those things will lead to either frustration, exhaustion, burnout, depression, or a combination of those things. I'm not saying that there's not other factors that also contribute to those things, but I'm telling you, whenever I have a conversation with hundreds and hundreds of people a year, when I have a conversation with someone who's feeling depressed or burnt out or whatever, and I ask them about what their self-care routine is, almost none of them have one. Or if they do, they're not things that are really going to nurture people and improve the overall health. To switch gears, holiday weeks are an excellent time to reach out to people. Holiday weeks are an excellent time to demonstrate that you care. Holiday weeks are great because some of us have more time and we're a lot more likely to do it. Hopefully, today's show gave you some ideas and some examples for stuff for you to ponder on during this week. And if you don't get to all of it this week, put time on your calendar, and then put time on your calendar when you can think about this stuff. Because if you haven't identified what areas that you can improve, you're just kind of banging your head against the wall and hoping and praying that you're going to get better results. And while I believe in hope, I believe in praying, hoping in itself is not a strategy. I'd love to hear what you guys thought. I'd love to hear your comments and questions. Please drop those in the comments. If you're not able to comment, please reach out to me and let me know what about the episode that you liked. Let me know what about the episode you didn't like. Let me know what questions you have or what topics you want me to have in the near future. We're probably going to do another solo episode next week. And then shortly after that, we are going to get back to the interview format. Thank you for being a part of the Career Success Secrets family. I'm glad you're here. Enjoy the rest of your 2024.